Hello students, in this lecture we are going to discuss magnetic field intensity due to finite elements. In last lecture we have discussed the magnetic field intensity due to infinite line current carrying filament which was placed along z axis. In the first figure at the top side you can see this kind of infinite filament was placed along z axis, and we have derived one equation due to I, what is the intensity at point P, and the point P was placed in xy plane. And because of this the intensity equation we got is H is equal to I divided by 2 pi r, or I divided by 2 pi rho. Rho is the distance between this point P and the filament, and a phi cap is unit vector in the direction of increasing phi. So from this equation it can be clearly seen that intensity is inversely proportional to the distance. The magnitude of field intensity is inversely proportional to the radial distance. Radial distance means distance between the point and the filament, and a phi is indicating the direction of the magnetic field intensity. This a phi is indicated by right hand rule. The right hand rule we have already seen, and it states that if the current is in upper direction, then the curl fingers will indicate the direction of magnetic field intensity. So similar to this pattern here, the current is flowing in upward direction, so magnetic field intensity will be in this direction, shown by the curved lines in the figure. So in this way the direction of the magnetic field can be obtained. Now next we are going to discuss how to find magnetic field intensity due to finite current carrying element. Instead of infinite, now the element is finite. So see in this figure, the finite current carrying element is placed from Z1 to Z2. The length is finite, and because of such kind of filament, if it is placed along any axis or in space, then what is the intensity at specific point near it? For this, we are going to use again Biot-Savart law to find the derivation, to find the final equation for intensity at point 2. So in short, the derivation is given here. For this, we have to consider ideal element, this ideal element. This finite element has two ends. One is at Z1, other first end is at Z2. So we have to join these two ends to point P. Then the point P, the perpendicular from point P is taken onto the axis of Z, axis of the filament. It will reach at this point, and alpha 1 and alpha 2 are the angles made by the ends of this filament with point P. So from this diagram, the final equation of H at point 2 is given by H bar is equal to I upon 4 pi r, or I upon 4 pi rho in cylindrical system, in bracket sine of alpha 2. The angle alpha 2 is the angle made by Z2 with P with respect to this horizontal line, and alpha 1 minus sine of alpha 1 into a phi cap. So this equation we are going to derive for finite length filament. Okay, so let us, so H due to finite conductor, a straight conductor which is of finite length, that is placed along z axis. So consider this filament is placed on z axis from z1 to z2. Let I, capital I, be the current flowing through this filament, and we have to find intensity at point 2 P. So for this, always we join the current element with point P. So we'll join Z2 with point P and Z1 end of the filament with point P. Now due to this, two angles are made by these two ends with respect to point P. One is alpha 1, that is angle made by Z1 line with this perpendicular horizontal line, or where this horizontal line or horizontal distance r is the shortest distance between point P and the axis of the filament. So alpha 1 is the angle made by r with respect to Z1, and alpha 2 is angle made by with respect to Z2 with respect to Z2 this and R, right? And if I join center of the filament to point P, then that angle will be equal to alpha. Okay, so this dl, let dl be the length of the filament, will consider small part of this finite length again. So dl is small part, so dl is along z axis, so its equation is dz az cap. Because we always consider element, small element, and we join that part to point P, and then we can use Biot-Savart law to obtain the H here. And then if I integrate that dH, I will get complete H, right? So this is my distance now. So if I join dl with point P, this is my distance between point P and dl. So that distance we'll call it as R12. That distance we call it as R12, and we have to find out unit vector along that R12, that is a cap R12. Okay, so a cap R12 is equal to R12 divided by its magnitude. What is R12? It is coordinates of this point P. The coordinates of point P are, it is placed at some value of rho or at some value of R, and comma phi, you can keep it as phi as it is, and comma z is 0, so z is 0 here. And if I consider the coordinates of this point, then that coordinates are R is 0 because it is exactly on z axis, and phi will keep it as phi comma z is equal to z. Now if I subtract R phi 0 minus 0 phi z, I will get R12 as R12 is equal to R12 is equal to R minus 0 AR cap, phi minus 5 A phi cap, and 0 minus Z AZ cap. So it is minus Z AZ cap plus R AR cap divided by square root of Z square plus R square. So that comes out to be R AR cap minus Z AZ cap divided by square root of R square plus Z square. That is A cap R12. Now next, what is Biot-Savart law? Biot-Savart law is IDL cross AR cap 1 2 divided by 4 pi R1 1 2 square. So for this I will require dl into AR cap, that cross product we have to take. So dl we have already written dz az, and A cap R12, in A cap R12 there are two type of parts, AR cap and AZ cap. If you take the cross product of dl and AR12, then we will obtain, after multiplication we will obtain R dz into A phi cap, because see here AZ cross AR is A phi and AZ cross AZ is 0. So it is equal to A phi cap. So we got here dl cross AR12 is equal to R dz A phi cap. Now this below that there is a magnitude of R, so it is R square plus Z square we have to keep in mind. So again using Biot-Savart law at point P, what is dH value? IDL AR cap 1 2 divided by 4 pi R square. So we'll put all those values here. I dl is what? dl is what? dl into a cap R12 is R dz A phi. So R dz A phi divided by 4 pi R12 square means magnitude of R12. What is magnitude of R12? It is square root of Z square plus R square square, and already there is one square root of this R. So because it will become raised to 3 by 2. So the final equation dH is equal to IR dz A phi cap divided by 4 pi R square plus Z square raised to 3 by 2. Okay. So the total H at point P due to both the ends, due to complete length filament, we have only consider this much now. So we have to consider the limits from z1 to z2. So instead of minus infinity to plus infinity, here the limits are z1 and the upper limit is z2. So we'll integrate dh from the limits z1 to z2 and to find the complete h. So we'll use some identities. Let z is equal to r tan alpha. So dz will become r sec square alpha d alpha. As there is z square present, we'll consider that z square is equal to r square tan square alpha. So for if z tends to z1, then alpha 1, we'll call this. Now we have to differentiate with respect to alpha. So alpha is changed to alpha 1. If z is equal to z1, alpha equal to alpha 1. And if z is equal to z2, alpha equal to alpha 2. Because at z1, the angle made is alpha 1. For z1, the angle made is alpha 1. And for z2, the angle made was alpha 2. So alpha 1 is equal to what? Tan inverse of z1 upon r. And alpha 2 is tan inverse of z2 upon r. So we'll use these parameters in equation number 6. So h bar is equal to alpha 1 to alpha 2. I r dz we got r sec square alpha d alpha. So we'll put it here r sec square alpha d alpha. A phi as it is 4 pi r square. Z square is replaced by r square tan square alpha raised to 3 by 2. So after solving this, r square will be common. In the denominator there is r square in the numerator. So r square raised to 3 by 2 it was in the denominator. So it will become r cube. So 1 r square divided by r cube is equal to 1 upon r. So 1 upon r will remain, and final will remain cos alpha d alpha into a phi cap from alpha 1 to alpha 2. After solving this, you will get uh, integration of cos alpha is equal to sin alpha from alpha 1 to alpha 2. So the final equation of h is equal to I upon 4 pi r in bracket sin of alpha 2 minus sin of alpha 1 into a phi cap ampere per meter, where alpha 2 is angle made by upper end of the filament and alpha 1 is angle made by lower end of the filament. And from this same we can find out the magnetic field density B bar, which is equal to mu into h bar, and that is equal to mu, just multiply this above equation by mu into I divided by 4 pi r sin of alpha 2 minus sin of alpha 1 a phi cap. And this field density is measured in Weber per meter square. So this mu is permeability, and it is equal to mu naught into mu r. To solve the example based on the finite current filament, we have to consider some sign convention for 2 degrees, that is alpha 1 and alpha 2. Here 3 options are shown in the figure. In the first figure, both alpha 1 and alpha 2 are said to be positive. Why? Because alpha 1 is angle made by point 1 with point P, and alpha 2 is the angle made by second end of the filament with point P. But in both cases, the filament is above the xy plane. The filament is above the xy plane, and these alpha 1 and alpha 2 both are considered positive. So whatever angle values you will get, that you have to consider sine of positive alpha 1 minus sine of positive alpha 2, like that. Similarly, in the second option, the filament is placed below the xy plane. This is xy plane, and below that the filament is placed. So this second end is making an angle alpha 2 with point P, and first end is making alpha 1 angle with point P. So in this case, both alpha 1 and alpha 2 are considered negative because they are below the xy plane. So we have to consider the negative so that we can solve the example, place the values correctly. And in the third case, one angle is above the xy plane. If this is your origin of the system, and so this alpha 1 is considered positive, sorry, alpha 2 is considered positive, and alpha 1 is considered negative in that case, because alpha 2 is making positive angle with point P and alpha 1 is making negative angle with point P. So 1 is considered positive, so alpha 1 is negative and alpha 2 is positive. So in this way we have to use these angles in while solving the examples. So let us consider one such example. A current filament carries a current of 10 ampere in AZ direction. On the Z axis, find the magnetic field intensity H bar at point P 1, 2, 3 due to this filament. If it extends from, there are three options. One is minus infinity to plus infinity. Second option, it is extending from Z is equal to 0 to 5 meters. And third option is it is extending from 5 meters to infinity. So in these three options, first option is minus infinity to plus infinity. And we already seen how to solve such kind of example. In the second option, the element is finite because it is extending from 0 to 5 meters. And in the third option, again it is finite because it is extending from 5 to plus infinity. So these two are finite methods and this is infinite method. Now for the first method, for infinite case, we already know what is the equation. So this is the finite case. The filament is placed along Z axis, right? And then we have to find out the intensity at point P 1, 2, 3. And for that we have to use this equation I upon 2 pi r into A phi cap. Okay, so we have seen this type of example already. So I is current and the current is given as how much it is? It is 10 ampere and point P is 1, 2, 3 and R is the distance between the point P and the filament. So it is, if I draw a perpendicular from point P onto the filament, then the foot of the perpendicular will be equal to foot of the perpendicular like this. The foot of the perpendicular will be this part. So it is having Z value equal to 3 and X and Y value equal to 0 and 0, right? And this point is what? 1, 2, 3. So we can find this R as R is equal to 1 minus 0, 2 minus 0 and 3 minus 3 square. So it is 1 square plus 2 square, that is equal to square root of 5, that is shown here. And now it is easy to find H bar. H bar is equal to 10 ampere divided by 2 pi square root of 5 A phi cap. If this A phi cap as A phi cap, then this vector H bar will be in cylindrical coordinate system. Or we can convert this A phi cap into Cartesian coordinate system. In Cartesian coordinate system, A phi cap is equal to, we know already that it is equal to AL cap cross AR cap. So we have to find AR cap in that case and multiply AL cap, that is equal to AZ cap in cross AR cap. So after that you will get A phi cap in Cartesian coordinate system. In that way also we can find out H. Now we'll consider the second case, that is third case, that is C. In case C, they have given that Z is extending from 5 to plus infinity. So it is again a finite filament case. So for this, let us place this filament from 5 meters up to plus infinity. Now we will join first this 5 meter end to point P and then infinity end to point P. Now after joining this, we will draw a perpendicular from point P onto the filament. So that is our minimum distance and that we call as R. Now what is angle alpha 1? It is angle made by this perpendicular with first end. So this is alpha 1. So we have to find out what is angle alpha 1 from the geometry of the figure. Alpha 1 is equal to, or we can write tan alpha 1 is equal to 5 minus 3, that is this distance is equal to 2 meters. So 2 divided by this distance, right? So it is this distance is nothing but the value of R, and the value of R is equal to 1 minus 0, 2 minus 0 square plus 3 minus 3 square, that is R is equal to square root of 5. So alpha 1 is equal to or tan alpha 1 is equal to 2 divided by square root of 5. So that is done here. See, tan alpha 1 is equal to this distance divided by r. So alpha 1 is equal to tan inverse of 2 upon r, that is equal to tan inverse of 2 upon root 5, that is equal to alpha 1 comes out to be 41.81 degrees. Right. Then what is alpha 2? Alpha 2 is the upper angle and it is at infinity. So we'll join that infinity point approximately with point P, and then we can write this as tan alpha 2 is equal to this distance from 3 meters up to infinity is infinity. So infinity upon r. So that is nothing but tan inverse of infinity, and tan inverse of infinity is 90 degree. So alpha 2, our alpha 2 comes out as 90 degree. Now both of these ends are above the xy plane. So we have to consider both alpha 1 and alpha 2 are positive. So both alpha 1 and alpha 2 are positive as they are above point P. So what is our equation for finite current filament? H bar is given by I upon 4 pi r sine of alpha 2 minus sine of alpha 1 into Fi cap. So put the value of alpha 2 90 degree, alpha 1 41 degree, and keep Fi cap as it is. So after solving this, whatever we will get is in terms of Fi cap. We can convert it into, now this H bar is equal to 0.1186 Fi cap, right? So we can convert this into Cartesian system. To convert any vector into Cartesian system or any component of the Cartesian system, Hx if I want, then I have to take a dot product of whatever H I got in the cylindrical system and Ax cap. So if I take the dot product of H bar in cylindrical system and Ax cap, it will be equal to 0.1186, and Fi was there, so Fi dot Ax. What is Fi dot Ax? Search the table of Fi dot Ax, that will be equal to minus sine phi, and search the table of, similarly Hy component is obtained by multiplying H2 Ay cap, then it is equal to Fi dot Ay cap. So Fi dot Ay cap is equal to cos phi. How to find cos phi sin phi? Cos phi is equal to tan inverse of y by x. Which y and which x we have to take? We have to consider y and x of point given, the point P given. So in point P, y is 2 and x is 1. So it is tan inverse of 2 upon 1. So this is a 5 degree of angle made by point P with xyz system. So it is tan inverse of 2 upon 1 means 63.43 degree. So hx will become equal to minus 0.106 and hy will become equal to 0.053. Now we'll write this whole h in Cartesian system as hx ax plus hyay. So that becomes h bar is equal to minus 0.106 ax cap plus 0.053 ay cap ampere per meter. Okay, so in this way we can convert the vector into Cartesian system, or we initially convert this Fi cap by considering Fi cap is equal to Al cap cross Ar cap, and there we have to find out first what is Ar cap, this unit vector along this line, and multiply it with Az, then we will get same values. Now in the third case, consider case 3 where the length of the filament is extending from 0 to 5 meters. So Z1 will consider as first point, that is at 0, and Z2 will consider as the second point, that is at 5 meters, like this. So this is finite filament again. Now point P is somewhere here 1 comma 2 comma 3. So if I draw perpendicular from point P towards the filament, it will meet at 3 meters, because in this P Z distance is 3 meters. So again we have to find out what is alpha 1 and alpha 2. Alpha 1 is the angle with lower end and point P. So join the lower end of the filament with point P and upper end of the filament with point P. So from the geometry of the figure here, well, alpha 1 we can calculate as tan alpha 1 is equal to this distance divided by r. So r is square root of 5 because it is 1 minus 0, 2 minus 0 square plus 3 minus 3 square. So r is square root of 5 and this is 3 meters. So it is 3 divided by square root of 5, right? And then so they here we can find out alpha 1 as tan inverse of 3 divided by square root of 5, that is equal to 53.3 degrees. So alpha 1 is considered negative in this case because point P is above the lower end, right? So alpha 1 will consider negative because it is below point P. And alpha 2 is obtained by this distance and this distance. So this distance is 2 meters and this distance is already we know it is square root of 5. So 2 divided by square root of 5 will be alpha 2. So tan inverse of 2 divided by square root of 5 will be equal to 41.81. And as it is above the P plane, then it is considered as positive. So in this way we can consider alpha 1 as minus and alpha 2 as plus. So what is final equation? H bar is equal to I upon 4 pi r sine of alpha 2 minus sine of alpha 1 into a phi cap. So again the same thing, I 10 ampere 4 pi root r 5 is equal to r sine of 41.81 degrees, that is alpha 2, minus sine of minus 53.3 degree minus angle we have to consider into a phi cap, so that h is equal to 0.5225 a phi cap. To convert this into quotation system, we have to multiply this quantity by ax cap and ay cap separately and then find out hx and hy and then find out h bar in Cartesian coordinate system. So h bar, final value of h bar in Cartesian coordinate system is minus 0.4673 ax cap plus 0.2337 ay cap ampere per meter. One more finite element where because of which we can find out the magnetic field intensity h bar is a circular loop. So consider this kind of circular loop in xy plane and we want to find out magnetic field intensity because of this circular loop at the center of this loop. Okay, so in that case we can place this loop in xy plane. We can consider a small element of idl like this of this circular element and join this element with the point on z axis. So we'll find intensity on z axis anywhere or maybe at origin. So let us consider a point on z axis where we want to find out the intensity. Now after joining this is our r and this is the ar cap unit vector. Then we can use again Biot-Savart law to find out intensity due to such kind of current element using the equation h is equal to integration of idl cross ar cap divided by 4 pi r square. In this equation idl is this one. Now dl is a curve length. Remember here dl is a curve length. So in cylindrical system, what is this length? There is change in phi and there is no change in r. So it is, this length is what? R into d phi into a phi cap, this length, right? So in cylindrical system this length is r d phi a phi cap, but in our case r we have represented by a small letter a. So let a, small a, be the radius of this ring. So it will be equal to I into small a into d phi into a phi cap, right? So we will replace this idl by a into I into d phi a phi cap. And what is r? R is the distance between the upper this point and dl. So it is equal to this point on z axis will have coordinates r is 0, phi is phi and z is z, and this point dl will be at point r is a, phi is phi and z is 0. So after subtracting, we'll get r and its magnitude like this, and ar cap will be like this. So this point here they have considered on z axis is equal to z naught. So z naught az cap minus r ar cap, or a ar cap will be the unit vector divided by r square plus z square, that is equal to, in this case, our a square plus z square will be there. Now if you put this ar cap in this h and integrate it, not from minus infinity, because this is a finite element, we have to integrate it into along the circumference. So the integration limits will be for d phi, and in that case phi is changing from 0 to 2 pi degree, because this ring is of length 2 pi degree in the plane of 2 pi degree. So the limits will be for d phi, and after solving the final equation we'll get h is equal to I in bracket pi a square into az cap divided by 2 pi a square plus z naught square raised to 3 by 2, where a is what? A is the radius of the ring. A is radius of the ring. Az is the direction in which intensity exists. So intensity is in this direction because of such kind of ring. So we can find out this kind of expression for this. If z naught is 0, means what? If we want to find out the intensity at origin here, then z naught we have to keep 0. So it is equal to I pi a square divided by 2 pi a square raised to 3 by 2. So it is equal to, I think it will change to somewhere some new formula, and that is equal to I upon 2a, I upon 2a into az cap. That is because of intensity, because of a circular ring at the center. Like this we can use this circular shape later on when we solve example based on the circular shape